Okay, so here we've got about a yard of tall grass that was cut down in order to get into lot 3. And so I'm doing this video because people wanted to know what I was doing here on the lot, and I planted 5 trees today with some help from my son, so it was a good day. Now, this is sort of the entrance. I'm keeping this covered up with tall grass to make sure that it still feels like a forest and people don't feel like walking in and dumping their garbage. So this area in the front also had tall grass, and we've been cleaning it out. This first 5 meters, which is about 5 yards, is going to be a garage, a 2-car or 4-car garage, and that sort of thing. And so here we have the bricks that I was using to support the pipes and tubes that we can see some of the leftovers there. This is what I was doing a couple of weeks ago, but I never got to show it. So here is the next lot, and there's about a 4-meter drop off. Whoa, shit. All right, yeah, there's holes all over the place. That's what it's all about. And so yeah, it's a long ass drop, and that's where the pipes are. And there's a stairs that I'll show on the other side that we'll see right there with the neighbor. He actually did the wall with Rebotec, which is the waterproofing. Not here, this is just pure concrete, but he doesn't have any building there. There where his apartment is, there he started doing with Rebotec, but I'll show you that a little bit further whenever we get into the lot. So here's the first 5 meters. This is going to be garage right here. Just basically gravel over the top so the cars can actually drive through. So yeah, these little trees and stuff are going to be cleaned out and that sort of thing. So now getting in here, we've got some tall trees that were chopped down by the electric company, so it's inside the garage area. But the limit right here are going to be these banana trees. So I've got 2 big banana trees, and those are going to be saved. Basically where those tubes are right now is more or less where the limit of the garage is going to be. So all this stuff back there will be maintained. So got a large wall between this and the other one. So here we still got that covered up sort of like a gate. So we come in through here and we're walking down through back in here. So this area is going to be also right in here. Will end up being where another car for another one of the apartments will end up parking. So these trees will be maintained, but the area around it will be cleaned out for the cars to park. Didn't want to put them in the back or anything else because I didn't want to take up too much area just for cars. So from that palm tree on back, it's all reserved. And it's going to be fantastic. So this is where there's a 1-car garage going in there, and so here we're walking through the mud. The first the first tree that I planted today is this one. This is called an Ingá. All right, it will be growing tall, and right now I basically put it as the limit to where people will know the walkway. The car will come in through there and park there, and then people will come out and then they'll walk this way. They'll see this and then they'll walk towards the walkway. Now at this point there's another one that I planted right down here. That's an Araça. It was just a little spot that I wanted to plant a real tree versus all this underbrush, which a lot of it will end up coming out. I like ferns, so there are some good ferns that I keep and some really shitty ferns that I'll wipe out later on, but that's little by little as I develop. Oh, I was going to show you the neighbor's lot over there. I was going to go down and show you the pipes, but I'll show you that in a minute. So there's the Araça, and so he's nice and founded. He's shady, but hopefully he'll do well, right? So then we've made the trail going through here, and then we got the this is a Maranhão Nut. They call it the money tree, I guess, because the nuts can be sold for a lot. Well, I like nuts, and I am a nut. And then that was 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 that I was given by my neighbor. And then we've got my avocado. Okay, this is the female plant of the avocado, which whenever I started my channel, they were just the seeds in a cup of water. And as the roots grew, I put it in a little bit of dirt, and then I put it in a larger pot. And now that this one's not too big, it's about 2 feet tall. But another one, this one right here, ended up being almost 3 feet tall. And so right there I planted it. This is the male avocado tree. I planted them both from the nuts. And so we carved out the hole, filled it in, and right about there is where the next the construction is going to start. And you got that house back in the back, so the construction will go all the way to that wall, right? So that back area drops for about 4 meters. So there's not much that I can do as far as forest there, and I'm going to use that for construction. So that tree right there is marking the boundary. That tree's going to stay right there. That tree's going to stay. It gives purple to pink to white flowers 2 or 3 times a year, so it's a good thing. And that's my little garden, my little forest. And this is actually another avocado that grew from the avocado trees that I have here. I have 4 avocado trees that are over there, and this is one of the fruits that fell, and it started growing, so we got more avocados. Evidently we're going to have a bunch of avocados, different types of avocados here. So walking back through the trail. All right, we're going to go that way, but we go around, slipping and sliding through the mud. And so here is the back of the garage for the bigger apartment in the bottom. And so here we've got a couple of steps that when they installed the tubes, the plumbing, they were able to actually carve these steps out so that they can get in, right? Because there was a problem with that tree right there. It's hard to get through. And so right here we've got the Rebotec on the wall for the neighbor. That's the waterproofing that they set up along that wall. And there is the drainage that I'll just go down and walk through, and then we'll do. It'll be a short 10-minute video, I guess. So hold on, gotta go down step by step. Oh shit, it's muddy. Step ain't too firm. All right. Yeah, it's been raining for a couple of days. So, yeah, those are the steps that I was trying to make down. Just ended up sliding. And right in there is where those tubes are going out to the street. This is the Rebotec that they put on. You can actually see how it's a lot shinier than regular concrete. Why? Because it doesn't absorb the water. And you can actually tell when there's a difference between regular concrete and the concrete with the Rebotec, with the waterproofing on it. So these are the drainage. I've got the bottom one is going to be sewage, and the top is going to be for rainwater that accumulates in the back. So these are the structures that were built to support them in place with an angle that's constantly dropping from back to front. So they're going up. We've had some mudslides that came down because of all the rain. Until they fill this thing up, that will be a danger. All of this area will be filled with river rocks to help it drain, and I've got drainage in the back to make sure that it goes all the way to the system. So here we've got all the tubes. Here we had to make it bigger, taller, so that it would be able to maintain the angles that we needed. So that's why we needed all the brick to maintain these tubes exactly where they needed to be. And I put them up against the side in order for them to put the river stones here. So here you see there's no more building here. So since the building is done, they no longer did the waterproofing on the wall. See right there, you see where they ended with the Rebotec. They did that because I told them, hey, I did that in mine, it worked. And so they were only going to put the tar on there, and they decided to actually put the layer of stucco with the waterproofing so that it wouldn't get the water that came down from my forest down through the trees, down through the rocks. So here we're getting to the back, and here these tubes are going to be exposed still, but they will eventually be curving towards the center, because at this point this is where the construction will be. So all of this will be built up with apartments later on, 3 apartments of a building. So what we've got here is just really deep. All this will be cleaned out, and there will be water tanks, about 50,000 liters. That's about 12,000 gallons that will be stored here and filtered, and I'll run them through gravity filters through gravel, sand, and charcoal to clean it out and ionize it a little bit. Then they're going to be running through waterfalls to oxygenate the water, and then as they come in through the waterfalls, through sand filters to make sure nothing else gets in there, they'll be running through some magnets to make sure that it's ionized as well. All the things that we need for drinkable water. So this stuff here will disappear, unfortunately. But it's only the last 10 meters, the last 30 feet of the construction. And there are the tubes, right? So there's the levels where I needed them to be, to where it's got 1 degree of going down the entire time. So that was the project. I thank y'all very much for your patience, and have a good day. Enjoy the green, I guess. Peace.